Hi, welcome everybody to One Roots. Today I'm here. A zdravo, Katarina. Dobro došla, kako si?
Oh, hvala,
Si?
dobro sam, kako si ti?
Kako si? Again, I would love to keep doing Serbian, but that's the only thing that I can learn in 20 minutes before recording. Bravo, no?
Bravo.
Bravo! Yes, zdravo is like hello, no?
Yeah.
And then dobro došla.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome, kako si?
How are you?
Amazing. Let's go to Serbia.
Professional.
Professional. Well, Katarina, I'm really happy to have you here
Thank you.
in this podcast. We've been knowing each other since almost 10 months now in the Masters. And
Yeah.
I would like you to share about how is being this Master for you and how is this journey since you left Serbia.
Oof.
Because before the Master, since you left Serbia.
Yeah, that was tough, honestly. This master was so challenging and it was at the same time so nice because my opinion is that like biggest expansion happens when the biggest contrast.
Okay.
So when you're doing like really hard and you're getting like really low, that's the moment where you actually expand the most. So that's my opinion, and I think that master gave me exactly that.
And for example, Kata, I know Serbia has like a tradition in winemaking since Romans. Then also with Christianity, a lot of priests were growing grapes, and also you have indigenous varieties in Serbia. Yeah. So when you were growing up, were you involved in this industry since you were little, or how did you get involved into the wine?
Oh, that's actually like strange story because when I was in my grammar school, I broke my leg when I was finishing it, and I did my exam. I sucked. I did it really bad, and I was traveling with my dad to the second exam, and he told me because he saw I was so upset.
Yeah.
He was driving a car, and he said like, you know, what will you do in your life? And I was like so stressed and all with tears. And I said, what? And he said, you will ride horses and you will visit all the vineyards in Serbia. So I was like
a good plan too.
Yeah, I was like, he literally calmed me down. I was so happy when I heard it, and then a lot of people after told him, oh, the high school is long, she's not gonna stick to that. I didn't even think about other option. Yeah. So that's how I started my bachelor's in agriculture.
How old were you when your dad told you that?
I was 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you break your leg?
We had a cancellation of a math class, so I was going down the stairs and I didn't see one stair, so I just fell down. And,
I thought you were gonna say like riding horse or something cool. But
oh, by that time we didn't even have horses.
No.
So when I started the bachelor studies, my dad was like, "Oh, she's really becoming like interested in this." So that's when he bought horses and everything.
Okay. But your family has also been involved with agriculture, no, in Serbia?
No, never
No?
actually.
Never.
No,
Okay.
both of my parents were in the capital and they were working in companies. So one day my father decided to leave capital and to go to live in a village.
Okay. Do you remember how was growing up in the capital and then in the village, or you always?
I was always in capital, but I was going very often. So that's when I started loving village and countryside, and now I can't stand capital.
And then you choose to study agriculture, no?
Yeah.
And it was 4 years is in Serbia, or how long is it the career?
Yeah.
4 years?
It's 4 years.
Okay. You did 4 years, and you were already focusing in viticulture, no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was working in our family vineyard. It's nothing big. It's like only 2 hectares of organic production now.
Okay.
So I was working there, and then I started one job in the company that sells enological products.
Okay.
And then that's where I heard actually about this master. So I was like, maybe I can apply. I did it and I got accepted, and now I'm here.
Because for me, when I saw the list of people that were coming, I saw Serbia and I was like, oh, I didn't know like there was like I knew there's wines in Eastern Europe, but for me when I thought about Eastern wines was Hungary with Turkey and all that stuff. But Serbia was for me something new. How can you describe your wines and the wine culture of Serbia?
Wine culture is increasing.
It's increasing.
Yeah, definitely, because people are getting more interested in wine, and they are gaining more knowledge, both for the wine and the spirits. Because before we had in 50s we had three big companies in the wine world, and after that we separated in a more producers and smaller production. So yeah, that is something that is really increasing, but still I would say it's young thing. Yeah, it's young.
Because I remember talking with you, you mentioned like you have a lot of couple drinks that are only from Serbia.
Yeah. We produce brandy, and that is one of the best things that my country actually has, because when Serbia was one of the leaders in, I think, 19th century, we were one of the leaders in plum production. So we were exporting, I think we were first in Europe in production of plums.
In the 70s?
No, in 18th century.
18th century.
Yeah, even before. So yeah, we were producing plums, and even now, if you go to villages, every house has few trees of plums, and they are making brandy out of it.
They do brandy.
Yeah, which is called rakia.
Rakia.
Yeah.
And then there's other drink that you were mentioned also that is made like of berries, and when you drink it, it gets people crazy, like violent, like.
Oh yeah. I don't know what is the name of the fruit in English.
Say it in Serbian.
In Serbian we call it the dud.
The dud, okay.
And when you drink brandy that is made out of that, you get crazy. Like only two you need, and you will literally be falling down, talking stupid things. Yeah, it's.
Okay, so it's funny to watch, but it's not funny. Not even to watch because.
I mean, you need to experience that.
Okay.
Like if you go to Serbia, you need to try dud, rakia of dud.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Serbian wine too, no?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, especially with our varieties, our autochthonous varieties.
Okay. I know I tried to write some of those varieties here. I have for grapes, for red grapes, I have Prokupak.
Yes.
Branak.
Yes.
I Sahmanak. Sajnak.
Začinak.
Začinak.
Well, Vranac is officially from Montenegro. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I consider all of that similar style, and Prokupac is something that is really similar to Vranac.
Okay.
But it's really coming from Serbia, and it's one of the most recognized Serbian varieties among our people, and if we do export, we produce.
And then for the whites, can you name some of that?
We have Tamjanika, which is something really similar to Muscat varieties.
Okay.
We have Smederevka, which I think is not enough appreciated in Serbia, because we were making, you know, that drink where you put soda and wine, and then you make a bubbly, low alcohol
in Spain
drink.
They do a lot like sangria, but it's like with like white, no cola soda, but the white soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to limonade with wine.
Yeah.
You were doing that?
We do that with Smederevka because she that wine is has the grapes have a lot of acids.
Okay.
So the wine is more acidic, and then you would just put half. We call it half-half.
Half-half.
Yeah.
But with that profile, Smederevka can be also good for sparkling.
That's what I believe, actually.
Yeah, exactly. No? And then I also write one more that is Krastac.
Krstac. It's also Montenegrin.
Also Montenegrin.
Yeah.
Okay, that area. And then, for example, you mentioned that now there's like small growers, no?
Yeah.
Doing like small projects, different varieties. Do you think the Serbian future, they're gonna give more chance to local varieties, or there's also like international varieties?
I think that for now, they are doing more the international varieties because they actually need to have consumers, and local varieties are not recognized in the world. So I think that I'm sad because of that, because a lot of people actually grow only international varieties. They do make really nice wine, But then they have like small plots of our local varieties that they try to see how they will be sold.
Okay.
So if they have good sales and everything, I think they would increase. And I think more like new generations are starting
Get
to
familiar.
put, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you, when you graduated from college and make the decision to make the master, do you already had like some harvest experience in Serbia?
Yeah, in my faculty we have estate like
nice.
a winery and a vineyard where we did our practical work.
Nice.
So that was really amazing experience. We were doing only like planting and taking out the
Free
wines.
work.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all, but I still think it's a good experience because I wouldn't like to do planting first time in my vineyard.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was
And
good
then
to do
learn,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
and then in my vineyard, I was also working usually with my dad because it's something that is manageable, easy, because it's not big surface. So yeah, that was my experience. I never went outside.
Okay.
In wine world.
Yeah.
In fruit production and breeding, I was working outside of Serbia,
Awesome.
but yeah.
Okay, but I remember in one class we had this class of viticulture or vine biology, and they were explaining how to inoculate, and all that. And you showed me some pictures of doing that work. That was like in a company, or that was within your university?
Yeah, that was within university.
Okay.
Because what you actually saw
it was super cool.
That is fluorescent microscopy, where you can actually see like pollen tubes fluorescenting and growing inside.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I saw that picture and I was like, wow, it looks like a galaxy, like something crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's really hard to prepare.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it's really nice.
Yeah. And then Kata, you finish your master. No, you finish your college degree.
Okay.
Yeah. And then couple of big steps going on in your life around that time. What is all those stuff, and where did you go before going to the master? What's going on with your life? Because it's not like, I'm gonna graduate and now I know this, I'm gonna work for my dad and stay there.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, it wasn't. So when I had the parallel idea. When I applied to my master, I didn't know if I'm gonna be accepted.
Yeah.
So I applied for a visa to go to US. So I got the visa and I quit my job, and in 1 month I went to Miami.
Normal. Yeah.
I didn't have job. I didn't have place to stay. I just left.
Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, but eventually I found a job and everything was amazing. It's a good experience, but it's like putting yourself in a fire. I don't know why, but in the end I really appreciate that experience.
Yeah. I mean, it was like for me always like when you go out of your country for more than 3 months, the person who comes back is completely different.
Yeah.
And then you decide to come back, and then, well, you already had the master, no? When you took the decision. So it's not like, I'm not going back to Serbia, I'm going back to France.
Yeah.
To a new country.
Yeah.
And we're still on this boat. And then next year you're going where?
Yeah, I took a gap.
You're gonna take a gap?
So, yeah, I'm not planning to stop actually.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, when you experience traveling and trying to make it somewhere, imagine yourself, just someone take you and put you in another place. You have no idea where you are, you don't know the people, you don't know the culture, you don't know what you're gonna do, but you're there. And that is when actually your survival mode activates and you actually start thinking how to make it. Yeah. But when you make it, that's the best feeling.
Yeah, but when you make it, and for example, it happens to me when we left Montpellier, I was like, wow, we're gonna leave, and I already feel like kind of comfortable here. Like I finally start to get in it. Where's the boulangerie? Where's this place with people to hang out? Where's my church? Where's the good restaurants? Where's my favorite spot in the city? And then you need to keep going. I like it. I really like it, but it's not easy. Hi, beautiful people that are watching and enjoying this podcast. In order to bring more content like this, I will ask you for 3 favors. The first one is to like the videos. Second one is to follow and subscribe the channel. And the third one is to share and talk to your friends about this amazing content you're following. So I love you so much and keep enjoying the podcast. Cheers.
Yeah, it's not because you're living part of yourself.
Yeah, but you know what is good? That you live part of yourself, but also you met new people and you live in power yourself with them. So when you go back to a place, it's not only just a place, it's also your home. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree on that. And I mean, even though it hurts, like that is emotion that you cannot explain, but you cannot also have it if you stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to leave.
So you have their perspective.
Exactly. And then your life becomes full of those experiences. And the more you go, the more it hurts. So at one point you will be like wounded, and you're gonna be like, I can't do this anymore. I want to stop. I can't just like at one moment you miss your home or you want to settle down, but then you keep until you actually feel. So I told myself one more time I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna stop, and then I planned 3 different travels.
Wow.
So
for me it's so funny. One day talking with Namane, shout out to Namane, it's like he told me like, you know what, at this point I don't have plans. Like everything can happen. Like at this point, whatever God has to plan, I would go. And I feel, man, sometimes people have their life like do, and they stick to that. But you also need to be flexible. Like lightning can strike, and maybe you plan. Maybe for me, I say, okay, I'm going back to California after the master. But man, what if I get a promotion to go and work in Chile or in Argentina, and I never go back to the States and stay in South America?
Exactly. That's why you need to be open.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that just that comfort zone, they just want to keep it, so they cannot do it, and that's perfectly fine. But then if you do take the opportunity, the chance to do it, because it's now and then it's not, maybe it's not gonna happen again. If you do it, I think that's where actually you grow the most.
And sometimes it's like cliche that, okay, I like my comfort zone, I'm happy here. No, travel is too tiring. But if you travel and you don't like it, you come back. And
you can always come back. Yeah, that's the sentence that I was always telling myself. Like, if you really don't like it, you know way back.
Exactly.
It's not like you're stuck.
And you know in yourself better. In situations that in your hometown or in your country, it's like you already control the environment, so you know what to do. So I like that. It's like grapes, you know, when you put like let's say a Cabernet Sauvignon in California and you put Cabernet Sauvignon in the south of France, completely different.
Yeah.
Same grape. Yeah.
Exactly.
But that effect. And Kata, just to keep going into your plans, we are now closing the first year of the master.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 10 months living in France. And you're gonna take a gap year. We have the privilege to travel to many different wineries, to Spain, to see different labels, products. For you, what has been the most amazing trip, the most maybe memory, like something that you would take from this year and be like, I take this with me because that's really special?
I think that my life-changing trip was when we went to do our project in agronomy, when we went to Corpinat. And
shout out to Corpinat.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are familiar with Corpinat.
Please, what is Corpinat, Kata? What is it?
It's a European brand, which is located in Penedès region near Barcelona. It's I think now around 12 winemakers with a big tradition, and if you ever have chance, please visit that. That is my warm, how to say?
Your most highly recommended stuff to do.
Exactly. And we went there because we had an economical project together, And that is because you know the appellation of Cava, which is sparkling wine of Spain. So they wanted to produce something that is higher quality, better standard, everything was controlled, and it was something amazing. And the effort they put, the wines they produce, everything from the vineyard to winery was something that I have never seen before, with a love. With tradition, with love, with heritage, and with appreciation of what they're doing. It's not about wine anymore, it's about love. So when I saw that and when I met those people, that's where I actually felt, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to live.
I remember this phrase of one of the guys that I think you or me asked, like, hey, what happens if you don't get the yield? We produce less. But the market... No, we produce less. The vine is not producing. We produce less, and that's it.
Yeah.
We adjust to that.
Yeah.
Wow, that
was one of the many. I remember when we went to Lopar, when we came down to the cellar, and he opened he turned on the lights, and then we started all talking, and he was like, "Hey guys, shh, the wine is sleeping." Yeah, that was cool.
No, amazing trip. And then we tried the snails.
Oh yeah, that was my first time trying the snails.
And we had the wine like that.
Yeah, I think everyone missed.
Everyone. Yeah, good trip. And then second year from M2, where are you heading?
My plan is to go to Turin.
Turin, Italy.
Yeah, Italy. Honestly, I would consider Spain, but my Spanish is...
Es muy bueno.
Sí, pero no...
¿No te sientes segura de hablar?
Sí.
Pero
yo comprendo...
¿Entiendes todo?
Entiendo todo, sí, pero no...
¿No qué?
No puedo hablar.
¿Qué estás haciendo ahorita? What are you doing right now? You're just talking in Spanish.
Sí, pero necesito un poco tiempo.
Te vas a tomar un año sabático. You can learn.
I'm not sure.
No?
I mean, I would love to take a chance, but...
You need to call all your Colombian friends.
Oh, yeah.
And talk to them. Like a chisme, like the gossip, like, hey, what's going on in Miami? I love that, so you can talk with them like for 2 hours, and it's gonna be good for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I'm not giving up on Spanish. I really wanna...
No, it's super important language. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna learn Serbian.
No, it's okay. You already learned a lot. That's what you...
I mean, what about your French? How's it going?
Also, not good.
No good.
No, I think my Spanish is better than my French.
Yeah, after 10 months in France. Oh my god. But I feel the group of Vinifera, they're also improving a lot in the Spanish.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, and we have a lot of Spanish speakers.
Yeah, I mean, but for example, Emma.
Oh yeah.
Is getting there. I mean, Clara speaks perfect.
Yeah.
Mika understands a lot. Even in my room, my house, you know, I live with Patrick, Sangon, well, Mora speaks Spanish, and Emil. Like every night, we say buenas noches and buenos días, provecho. Like slow but slow, we get in the Spanish.
But I also think that Spanish is not hard. Like I think it's the more you listen, the more you understand, and it's not like I tried to learn Norwegian.
Oh, but you speak German. I remember.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I was studying German.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I can't even count in German still, and I'm going.
No, you can do it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,
5.
Help me. Let's go to 10. No, I repeat after you.
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
9,
9, 10.
10. Ah, bravo. Okay. Yeah, for me next year is gonna be Germany, and I'm excited, honestly, but the language is gonna be a challenge.
Oh yeah, I mean German. Even if I was studying German a lot, but when I went to Germany, they speak so fast, and then in each region they speak differently. So it was really hard for me to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kata, just to start like closing this beautiful podcast, and we're gonna be probably seeing each other from the master. I know maybe not as often, but in the future for sure. Because this industry is like small, and Vinifera also like with ex Viniferas, future Viniferas, we're always in contact. I like that community a lot. And for you, Kata, what are you gonna be, let's say, what are you gonna be wanting for the future after the master?
After the master?
Yeah, like what are your biggest takeaways, or where you see yourself after the master?
After master, I see myself back in Serbia.
Back in Serbia?
Yeah, I think at that moment it will be my settling down.
Okay.
And I will try to do something that I'm not gonna discover now.
No. It's top secret.
Yeah, you will see when it's there.
Yeah.
So I really plan to dedicate
sleeping.
myself. Yeah.
Sleeping.
Yeah, it's sleeping. The idea is sleeping.
Exactly. So back Serbia, your family supporting you with this project.
Oh yeah, they really like the idea. Yes. I think my dad says I already see it. Okay, slowly we need to try and we need to see how it goes. But I see myself being very dedicated to that. Yeah. From the vineyard to the pruning to all other things that you need to do in vineyard, and after in cellar, I really plan to be dedicated in each step.
Yeah. And Kata, I remember your dad told you when you were a little girl, like you're gonna be riding horses in the vineyards. I think he has good eye.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing everything now. He is training all the horses. Wow. He's doing the vineyard. He's like, everything is there.
I feel like your dad is enjoying a lot.
Oh yeah. When he left the capital, that's why we all love the countryside. That was, when something clicks.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, you don't want any other life. Yeah. You're living the best life you actually couldn't even imagine you can live.
Yeah, when something clicks. Yeah. Okay, I got that last thing to ask to you is if somebody is watching us, maybe planning doing a master, probably wanted to do a harvest, probably wanted to start a business or something, or to see other stuff, maybe go to Miami, I don't know. What can you tell about your experience? Like, what message will you tell little Kata, like she's graduating from college? What will you tell yourself?
I would say get out of your comfort zone. Like wherever you are, now it's the time to do it. Because later, all that experience that you gained, which you could never gain only in your country, you will use it when you're back there if you want to be back. So I would say go out of the comfort zone. Of course, I would recommend everyone to do this master that we did, because I have so many emotional moments. I'm so happy that I was here and grateful that I think it's one of the best things I actually decided to do. And that's all I would advise anyone at our age.
For me, it's that crazy that this master, of course, we're learning viticulture and enology, but also it's like how to manage yourself, like with the documentation, with looking for a place to live, like expensive, like where to eat, how to get there, how to get enrolled to the university, boom, get the visa, get these. Yeah,
and you're always running.
Yes.
Like you're running to chase the time, and time is always running faster. So
like, man, give me a break.
At few moments I really needed like a break. I think if I would change something in this master, it would be to enjoy more the moments in our group.
Okay, yeah, I agree. But also that pace, for me, I like it. It's like I'm doing other stuff.
You like the pressure?
Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, challenge, okay, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like the spicy on your taco. Yeah.
Cool.
I like that. Kata, thank you so much. I have a great time.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. See you in Spain or in Mexico or in the US.
Or in
Well,
Italy.
see you tomorrow for sure. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
First tomorrow.
Yeah, first tomorrow, and then we go from there. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.